What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday to you all. Hopefully, you all are having a great day, great week so far. Hopefully, you had a great weekend as well. My name is Brock Zevan, life coach, business coach, real estate agent, and a dad. And on this Monday edition, like my new background, what do you think about my new background, everybody? I got my new Brock's Mondays market. So, want to touch base with you in the real estate world of what is going on, what we're seeing, what's taking place. So, I'm going to share this to you in 5 minutes. Send it to other people. Maybe you're thinking about buying real estate this year. Maybe you're thinking about selling real estate. Maybe you're thinking about investing, whatever that might be. I want to make sure that I'm giving you the information. Since I'm coaching so many agents, I might as well coach buyers and sellers to see how I can help you in this market. So, what are we seeing? What's going on in the rates? What's going on with the numbers? Let me share with you what I got. What do you think of my little shopping cart as well? I like my shopping cart. This was like my little housing market. Anyways, enough out of that. So let's go into what we're seeing in the real estate market, what we got going on. We got some great numbers for you here. We're going to talk about affordability, what's taking place with affordability, what's taking place with the rates. I'm going to share with you the forecast and how that is helping us since recently in just October of last year. So if you got questions, put yourself in the chat, direct message me, email me, text me, whatever that might be, to reach out to me if you got questions, if you're thinking about it, anything at all. I will answer them later on Friday when I come back with the Finance Friday. So let us get into sharing with you a little bit about what we're seeing here in the market. So some really, really great news here is our listing count has gone up quite a bit. Compared to where we were last year at this time, we are seeing some of our upward trend once again coming back even after Christmas, after the new year. You'll see right here what's taking place as we got towards October. You get a little bit lower into December, and then boom, all of a sudden it took shape, and it happened as we got into January because we're seeing some great things happen with the inventory, a little bit of an increase, as well as the rates going down. So as you can see here, our new numbers that we got coming in January was a little bit over 44,000 that came into it. Let's see if I have the exact 44,900 homes came on. Last year at this time, we're at 42,000. So we're seeing some good signs there. Let's take a look at what we got right now active. Let me get that screen up here for you. What we're seeing in the active inventory right here is, yeah, here's the active inventory chart. Boy, it moves quickly. The active, what we're seeing, we're starting to see a little bit above a plateau. Okay, last year at this time, let's take a look. We were at 466,000 homes last year at this time. Right now, we're at 503,000. Now, this is national numbers all, but this gives a sense depending on where you are. The Southeast right now is because of the weather conditions in Florida. We're seeing that starting to trickle up. The Midwest is starting to get a little bit, Northeast a little bit slower, and that's just because it's still, it's cold. It's freezing out there. But for us here in Charlotte, we are starting to see as next month, we're already looking at, some warmer weather. We will start to see our seasonal weather conditions start to take shape here. But the other key thing that's causing the inventory to level out, we're also seeing, let me share with you this other great sign, is our price decreases. Our price decreases are starting to really come down, where we were seeing so many price decreases happening because the numbers or the sellers, they were so far high up, but now they're coming down to reality. Now they're really taking shape and taking a look at it and say, like, okay, if I really want to sell my house, I need to price it accurately. But we're seeing the demand kick up with the buyers, so their homes don't have to sit on the market. And that's what we're going to be seeing in this bottleneck here. And I'm going to share with you what's going on with the mortgage purchase index on how we're seeing that influx take place. So we are seeing last year at this time we're at 34%, and this year right now we're at 31%. So some great signs there of what we're seeing in reference to the numbers on the price decreasing. So with that, what is this kind of getting at? Let me explain this to you even furthermore. So how this is taking shape is we shared with you already the uh, purchase index that is starting to increase, where buyers are starting to come out of the woodworks. We're starting to see the rates get ourselves in a better position. We're going to forecast what that looks like because a lot of people are thinking that they're going to see fives. I just want to be honest with you. I just want to set the stage. We're not going to see fives. We can, though. Stay with me. We can if you let us help you with the buy downs. So there's some buy down opportunities that we can do to help you with that, but we're not going to see just the natural adjustment. Now, I'll share with you, we got some news coming up this week with the FOMC on Wednesday, but we will know a little bit more about what's going on in the market and what we're seeing with the rates. But right now, that's what we're seeing is a lowering of the rates. We're high, like, well, not high. We hit the 8% back in October, and now we're seeing the mid sixes, which is making people a little bit warm and fuzzy. So let me share with you another thing here. Let me go to my other Zoom screen. So what we're seeing here, another thing, here we go. So let me share with you my screen so you could take a look at another thing that's indicating here on how drastically it has changed. For those of you, you should be able to see my screen here, but we are seeing some really great numbers coming through. As you focus in right down here, you can start to see where our buyer, and this is basically here, this is the U.S. mortgage, the purchase index, okay? And this is basically indicating where we are seeing. You'll see here the index and the index average. The average is the pink and the red is the index. And so you can see right here the change that there's actually more people coming out. There are more buyers coming into this. There's another indicator, let's see here, where we see the 30-year mortgage rate. You could see this here, right? You could see what's going on with their 30-year mortgage, where remember, okay, we told you back in October what we were dealing with, 8%. We had a lot of people scared, okay? We're going to talk about affordability, but really what this means is those people with the trying to buy a home, we couldn't afford it as much. I mean, the rates were drastically different. I mean, if we take a look to see how we've been growing across the board over the course of the last year, summer, and what was happening, and how we were taking this uphill battle. And now what we've seen is a very strong downward trend as you look at this and see this. Okay. And so we're hovering right around here between the 7 and the 6.5. Now, the 10-year yield has a big indicating factor, but let's talk about what this means. What does this really mean from October to literally just this past month here, this past week of what we're seeing in the rates? So let me share this with you on this screen here. Let's go to this. What we're seeing here is if you had your $3,500 payment per month on what you can afford, you can all see here, there's a huge downward cut. And basically what it means is I'll share with you another chart here, but over here on this high side, this is where the rates are like 1% and 2%, okay? We're not going to see that. It's just not going to happen. So we are going to be more along these lines over here. We're kind of hovering. I'm not too sure if you can see below here, 8% and 7%. But it affects, if you look to the left, what you can afford per month. So let me share this with you. Let me go back to another screen. Let's see here where the other screen that I got here. Yeah, this is it right here. So let me share this with you really quickly so you can get a sense. Hopefully this is helping you out. I'm always a big believer. The more education you have, the better decisions you can make. So let's get into the screen here. Can you see? No, this is not my screen. Let me quickly screen share. Here we go. So what is taking place is basically for a $3,000 a month payment. Okay, I know it's crazy to even think where we were 5 years ago, but $3,000 on a monthly budget on what this looks like based off of what we're seeing here. okay, is you can see that you have gained nearly $40,000 in purchasing from the interest rate. And here's this chart. If you want this chart, just put your email in the chat or put a one in. No, you got to put your email because I don't know everybody. Put your email in the chat here, and I will get this to you so you can also see it as well. So you can play around with it and mess around with it. But you'll see here, I could take and I can hover, okay, on a $3,500 payment on where the rates were. Now we just said in October, okay, whoops, wrong way on this chart. Let's go to 8%. Let's go to here's $3,000 payment. When the rates were about 8% all, I could afford a house roughly at about $407,000. Now, if we take a look and see what we got here now, and the rates are at 6.45 roughly, that's 462. Okay. Compared to where we were at 8% at 407. So there's about a $40,000 difference now on where we are with rates, that the affordability is starting to ease up a little bit. It is making it a lot nicer for us to take a look at those monthly payments. Okay. Now, you stay with me. If we throw in some of the things that I'm doing with my buyers now and show them, hey, let's do a 3-2-1 buy down. Okay. This is what I do. Let's do a 3-2-1 buy down. Let's get you from a 6. Let's get you hovering maybe to a 3. Now look at where you are. But more importantly, okay, let's just take a look at your monthly payment, because let's just say we're at 6.5% here. Oh, come on here. Okay, we're at 6.65. Okay. Now, if we take that same price and we drop your rate down, okay, look what happens to our payments all by us coming down on where you are. We're now down to the $2,000 payment here. Okay. We're able to use this calculations to help you save more money. Now, you might say, well, I want to increase my price. I'm going to frown upon that. Okay. Let's focus on getting you the same exact price, the same exact home at a 464 number. And let's bring it down to see where we can be at for your interest rate. I mean, look where we would end up being at over here. Okay. We can work through this to help you. So that is one of the things that we have here that I want you to take a look at what's going on here, on how the market has shifted. If you're interested in knowing more, just put your email in here. I'll find you. Okay. I'll send this over to you, but this is really good information for you that I want you to be able to take a look at. Now, what other information do I have for you? Let me take a look at the forecast, and then we're going to end it here. Okay. Let's go to the forecast. Let me share with you another screen. All right. This is what we're seeing here all. Okay. Now, follow me here with the chart. Okay. This is Q1 of 2024. Here's what they're seeing, the economic outlook of the rates going in, even to quarter 2025, Q1. Okay. We are seeing, let me make this a little bit bigger for you. We are seeing here the 30-year mortgage percentage all at the 6.8, 6.6. Now we've seen it a little bit lower in some places. It all depends on your credit score. So obviously this is all individual, but you can see that the forecast is projecting this to get lower. Now, some of you that are on the fence, okay, you'll notice here, okay, history-wise, forecast-wise, we're not seeing anything in the 5s. Okay, we're just not seeing anything that is going to take place going into the 5s. So that's why the buy downs are going to be around. That's why we have some different programs for you to help you as for the buyers. And as what we're seeing here, sellers, if you price your home right, your days on the market aren't going to be very long, because we are seeing that influx of buyers coming into play here. As I shared with you right here, this is the indicating factor. So some really good things of what we're seeing in the market that I want to share with you on what's taking place, on why we could see some really, really good things happening on the market. Okay. We feel, based off of economic numbers, everything that we're reading and seeing, We feel that we've hit the bottom and we're going to be moving in a good direction. We're going to be moving towards a positive direction. But just like anything, you got to have a plan. Just like football yesterday, for those watching football, if you're watching it, they had a plan. I mean, if you unfortunately look at, I was rooting for Detroit. Detroit had a plan. San Francisco had a plan in the first half. They made some adjustments, and you saw what happened to San Francisco in the second half, and they made their adjustments to win the game. So these are some really key things that I want you to take a look at this upcoming week. Okay, the FOMC is coming out, and they're going to be sharing what we're going to do. Good old Powell's going to be telling us what we're going to do with these interest rates. Okay, and what's going to happen. We're probably going to see them plateau. We're not really seeing any major changes with that. We got some job reports coming out. It's the end of the month. So all these things are going to help us out or help you out to be able to for the buyers and those sellers that are out there, because there is a plan for you. There certainly is. There's people buying and selling. I mean, we just shared with you there's over 500,000 homes on the market. Okay. We just share with you the mortgage purchase applications are going up. So these things are taking place. We're going to see a good spring. And that is why it's important that you start looking at things now, because it could get a little tricky and hairy going into the spring market, going into quarter two. So my name is Brock Zevan. This is the Brock's Mondays Market Report. I'm going to be presenting this to you weekly, so it helps you with your real estate. If there's anything I can do to help you out, feel free to reach out to me, call me, text me, direct message me, whatever that might be, so I can put together a blueprint for your family to help them and their real estate needs, as well as any referrals. For those of you who are watching in different parts of the country, let me know. I'd love to have your referrals to know that I'm going to help your client and take care of them. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Have a great week, and we'll talk to everybody very, very soon. See ya.